Hello internet, welcome back to the channel. On today's video we're gonna be exploring Note application, more specifically open source Note application specially designed for programmer. Let's dive into it. I believe every one of us at least using one Note application for our own need. There's a lot of Note application available right now, but the one I am personally was using for a long period of time was Google Keep and Obsidian. Well, both are fantastic application. So I always keep very sensitive information on my digital note, like email address, credential, my bank informations, my physical locations, because I need to access those in different time to copy paste for fill up some form and etc. So I decide to develop my own note application to be fully secure hosting on my home server. Okay, here's a source code. I'll put that GitHub link on the description. Anyone want to take a look can go and take a look of this. Here's the source code of the breakdown, how that software work, what the feature in here and all, like and here's the link over there. So let's copy that and open that in the tab in here. Okay, so first is a landing page. They're asking you to log in. So before sign in, you have to sign up. You have to create an account. Just standard procedure: your full name, email address, password, confirm password, create, done. Once you create your new account, you can log in and you will be land in here. So this is your main Canva. And so far, maybe you'll notice one thing: the whole application, in starting from the login, creating a new account, is in a fixed dark mode. Also, the design pattern followed by GitHub, because I love GitHub design pattern and all. So okay, let's dive into it. Each section of this node designed for a purpose. So everything's have a purpose in here. Okay, and very meaningful purpose. So you can see there's a different type of categories in here. Plain note, you know what is plain note. Code notes, that means you can take a code snap and you know keep some code in here for future using, or if you are using same code in a frequently in a different project, which actually I do because we are old school programmer and all. Secure credential is one of the most exciting one in here. I keep my all email information in here, API keys, any kind of sensitive server information I keep in here. So each of the section have their own purpose, and let's dive into each of this. So let's start with the secure credential. Once we select a category, based on the category, note taking Canva, you can see in here, will be changed. I'll show you in a short. Let's give it a name first. My email. I'm suggesting this already. Okay. My email. So what is the template mean in here, and what is this cube mean in here? What is this mean here? Let's explore that. Template means, let's say, smart form. What is it? Let's click in here. Okay. In here, the way I design this application, whenever I want to take some password related or like a secure credential related note, I want a format where it will be standardized and easy for me to keep the all informations. Let's take a look how that things make our things easier. I already prepared some demo notes in here for our use. Let's say in here I have a different type of categories. Categories right now is showcasing web hosting. But let's say I want to add, I want to keep a email. Okay, after selecting the email, we can immediately put our email address in here and give the password in here. So one things I was always one, whenever I'm creating a new email address or looking to save a email address password, I need to have a very strong password, and I need to think what should be this. Yes, there is some online suggestion whenever you want to create an email ID in a different platform. So that same thing I want to do in my note application automatically. So this cube meant for this. If you click in here, you can generate a very secure password for your email IDs. Okay, then we can type in here which platform it is from. It can be from your Gmail, Outlook, etc. Those are actually, if you are dealing with a corporate email, you know what those are. You sometimes you need to save those informations because you are switching a different application to access your email IDs. I know some people have no idea what I'm talking about, but the people are working in the corporate world, they do have. So in here, I just put, okay, this is Gmail, and now we can save it. Remember, I told you this application actually designed for programmer. So if you're a programmer, you know how those things work. One thing I want to mention before I show that how the whole thing supposed to be look like, let's go to the Google Keep. Whenever we take any, let's just copy this. Whenever we take any note in our Google Keep, I always have a problem with that. Let's say if I open that application from my mobile phone and I want to just, you know, take this password and email ID to use somewhere else or other platform. Whenever I want to copy this one accidentally, let's say I can cut this or maybe accidentally delete one alphabet, is get the modify. The data get modified accidentally. And a lot of time this thing happen with me. So I always want a preview mode or a fixed mode where I only can able to copy my information, not able to accidentally modify that information or date. So I make a feature in here for preview my node without having the option that accidentally I modify my data. Here's the preview mode in here. So if you click in this I option in here, you can see the preview of your actual node. The data supposed to be look like this. Well, the data supposed to be look like this. Let's do this, and okay, like this. So the data supposed to look like this, email, then in the second line is this, then the password will be in here. If you're a programmer, you know what those are mean. If you are not, those are just give it a enter type of space. Whenever you press enter in your keyboard in programming, you have to be give some command to be uh, precisely come your code lines and everything. So like I said, it's specially designed for programmer. These things I did in here especially because make the note a little bit more fun, and I really like to take a note anything in case to as a code format. So that's why it's look like this. One thing, whenever you create any password, automatically it's give you date in here when last time you create this password. So if you want to modify the password, let's say you change the password every 6 months, you should change your existing password, or if can be your email ID or anything, especially the important one. I highly recommend to do that. So whenever you do that things, you can change the dates in here, very handy. I know it's a small things, but it's very useful things. Those things I really want from my note application to have. So that's why I add in here. Other all features, let's say domain access, you can provide your domain name server, like the category of the node. In here, if you select a different type of informations in here, like the social medias, in here the Canva information will be changed also. So it's very handy whenever you want to add a different informations, depend on what type of informations you want to keep in here, the section will be changed. Okay, let's take a look of the code notes now. Let's click in here. So like I told you before, depend on the category, the Canva will be changed. So let's put in my code. Let's put the code in here. So you can notice in here compared to the credential one, in here have template, this and that. Okay, you can see this one is a bit different in here. Right now it's selecting JavaScript because I mostly write code in JavaScript. I have a bunch of Python, Java, C Sharp, C++, different type of few things in here. You can take a note in here. Those are have a individual purpose of have their things in a line code. You can make it a comment and etc. So let's take a look. I do have some codes prepared for you guys to take a look. How's it look like? I copy paste some code in here. This is basically a format where we write code in a GitHub. readme. So you can see the code preview in here also. It's a nice feature to have in your node built in, so you can practice code. Also you can keep your frequently used code in here. I know for some people, actually for most of the people, maybe this feature is not useful, but for some old school programmer, they definitely find out this is actually useful feature, especially if that is in their notepad. Okay, this is the exactly same things you can keep your note in here, as save in here. The last thing you can take a look in is in here, plain note. Plain note always a bit boring. Let's take a look how does it look like. So again, you can see the canvas is changed in here. I have a bunch of different option now. I try to make the plain note little bit interesting because I like to keep my note a little bit more nice looking way. So let's dive into it. So first things we can keep in here like this. Okay, I copy paste a full note. I keep in here project idea for testing ordering. This is some project I'm working on it. So this is the like traditional note you can take like this. The preview will be look like exactly same boring type way, traditional note like I told you, but we can make it more interesting. Let's go over there, keep the preview open in here like this one. We will modify it now with this. Let's make it bold. Now I give a paragraph of it. It's a paragraph of this whole note. Then we can put a list in here. Just give it a list. Maybe the list can be like name. Modify the list name. Sorry, from here, name, and then so on again. If I want to put another list, email, something. So you get the idea how's it look like. So I add a bunch of more features in here whenever you want to use. Give an example. If you want to use some kind of quotation type of things in here, you can do that. Basically click like this, whatever you want to put in here. Let's give an example. Maybe we can post in here, so it will be highlighted like this. In the preview you can see the note. It's just the purpose to make the plain code look more nicer. I know some other note application also have it, uh, but I just want to make my own version the way I want. So one more thing actually in here I added, which is I really like, especially this get inspired from two different thing. One is Notion, the app I used to use, and GitHub, this feature, commentary. So you can see the preview, how does it look like. So your code are in here. So you can put some informations in here. If I want to show you that, I'm writing code. Let's say I'm writing code. I'm writing code. So you can really nicely give some comment in here like coding style and make your note looking much more better. One more things I add in here, because sometime I work with a heavy database, so it's gonna be helpful for the people, data engineer, or the people are working in the data, things like that. A table format note. You can see this is look like this in here, but in the preview section it look like exactly like this with the column and everything. So normally in the note application you are not going to be see this. At least I didn't see any kind of note application have this feature, but I add this because I like it. So let's give it a name of this note, note 1, and save this. So you already explore all the canvas available in here in a different categories. Now we're gonna be take a look of this section, the left corner of the section. So let's begin with this is the actually logos I have for my note application. This is the new note. Whenever I press that, it will be create a plain note actually, which without any kind of canva. So just static note, something like this. So we don't want this. This is for the quick options every note application have. I also put this because sometimes I just need to use a very quick note without any kind of feature, so just for that, this in here. Second is a in-app search engine. That means whatever note you want to search, if you have a lot of note like I have hundreds of note in my application, so you can just find very specifically one if you remember the name of this node. Second things, all node section and start section. Okay, example why those things in here. Whenever we have a lot of node, if we have some important node which frequently we take a look, it can be for your email node or it can be for your template type of which is you save and you are using that information or data in a different places frequently. You can put a like star. Okay, right now there's no starred node in here, so you can put a star, go in here and you can give a star of your node. I'm pretty sure you already know what does that mean. So if you select this one, you immediately will filter that. Okay, this is the one of the important node you're looking for, and you can use that immediately. One thing you wonder, what are those in here? So those are basically the categories we have in here: plain node, code node, secure node. I was looking for that type of filtration whenever I have the node. Let's say all of my secure credential node will be under one categories. I don't need to manually do the things. Whenever I take any node under secure credential, it will be automatically goes in here. It's handy for me. I believe the people are using node is going to be handy for them as well. The same goes for the node app, same for the plain node app 1 2 3 in here. Other nodes, let's say you are taking any quick notes in here, it's gonna be save, it's going to be safe under the other nodes in here. Okay, so I always recommend give a name to your node. This is the good practice. So those are the things in here. After that, in here I have your profile and logout. That's all. So this is the source code in here, and for purpose of showcasing this whole software and just for preview for anyone want to visit and all, I host it in the Cloudflare. But my main application in my own home server, the purpose of this app is, control your own database and all. So if some of you decide to explore their system and want to use that for your own need, I highly recommend you host that on your NAS or home server if possible, or at least in your own hosting provider. If you use that link and start taking your note, I will have the control to take a look of your note applications database. So please don't do this. Use your own hosting provider at least if possible. One of the main reason we are using open source note application because of having control our own data. So you can take the framework and use for your own need. If you want to improve some feature, you can do that by yourself to writing code and all. So yeah, this is the whole video. If you guys like the video, if you guys have some idea to improve the feature, you can put it in the comment section. I can take a look. If I want, I maybe add on those things. Other than that, if you like the whole concept of this, give it a like of this video. If you want to support, sub on the channel, and I will come up with another videos very soon. Until that, peace.